If you want to be successful with business credit, you really have to pay attention to this law of success. Actually, it's a series of laws of success. But the first thing I want you to really pay attention to is that when it comes to the laws of success, everything starts with getting an EIN. Okay, if you're thinking if you're serious about business credit, your company has to have an EIN, and an EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. And this is nothing really complicated. You don't have to really pay for it. I mean, you don't have to pay for it. You can actually get an EIN online. You have to go to the IRS. The IRS is the one that issues, let's say, EINs. So you go to the IRS website and you just apply online. Now, if you want to apply, let's say, manually, you can also do so through a form called SS4. So SS4, that's actually an application to get an employer identification number. Do you need an EIN? Not necessarily. But if you are really serious about about your business credit, you want to build business credit, you want to establish business credit, you want to get loans with EIN only, you want to get business credit cards with EIN only, you want to get business lines of credit with EIN only, you got to have an EIN in the first place, right? So this is kind of cool. And an EIN is just a 9-digit number. It's a unique 9-digit number that identifies your business to the IRS. That's number one. So you want to get an EIN and start using it instead of your social security number whenever you get a business credit card, a small business loan, or a line of credit. Next, you want to separate your business from your personal life. So if you want to, when you think about the law of success for business credit, you got to really segregate your personal life from your business life so that if something were to happen, you are really covered. Like your assets, your personal assets will not be actually be frozen, okay, or will not be attacked, if you will, in a lawsuit. Very important. So how do you do that? Well, you want to start by getting an EIN. You want to also have a business bank account as opposed to using your personal bank account. And do not use like if you have a business card, for instance, don't use it for private matters unless it's fully documented, like you're able to do some solid paperwork, some solid record keeping. Okay. So number two, you want to separate your business from your personal life. When it comes to the law of success for business credit, once you get an EIN, once you're able to separate your business from your personal life, you want to incorporate your business. You want to be very clear here because how can you establish business credit if you don't have the business in the first place? What am I saying here? Well, you can't really have a sole proprietorship and try to build business credit. You can't have an unincorporated business and try to build business credit. Okay, you want to incorporate. You want to form an LLC, for instance, or you want to have an S corporation or a C corporation. When I say incorporation, you can be a one person, like you can be a single member LLC. In other words, you are one person company, but you are incorporated. So it is actually your business, actually your business operating, like your business getting to contracts, getting loans, getting credit cards, not you as a person. Okay. So you want to incorporate your business, and this happens at the state level. So, like, if you want to form your LLC, you have to form your LLC at the state level, and then you have to really report this to the IRS. Okay, that's important. And the next thing you want to do when it comes to the law of success for business credit, you want to familiarize yourself with the major credit bureaus. And when it comes to business credit, you want to pay attention to three. You have Dun and Bradstreet. You want to have you have Dun and Bradstreet. You have also Experian Business, and you have Equifax Business. Now, why is it important? It's important because if you want to build business credit, you can't really focus on your personal credit scores, all right? So your personal FICO score is not going to matter anymore. So when it comes to a personal credit agency, you have three, but TransUnion doesn't have an equivalent for business credit. Okay, so you have TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax on the personal side, but on the business side, you have Experian, Equifax, and Dun and Bradstreet. Dun and Bradstreet is actually the most known credit bureaus for businesses, and there is a credit score called the PDES score. So PDES score is going to determine whether you have good credit or bad credit or bad business credit. Okay, so the average, not the average, the threshold is 80. if you want to have, let's say, good business credit score, you want to think about being above 80. So a credit score goes from 0 to 100, and the closer you are to 100, the better it is, because you are considered a good risk. You're considered a low default risk, if you will. Okay. So you want to familiarize yourself with the credit bureaus, and please, you want to also contact them. Maybe get to know what kind of data they have on you, they have on your business. If you have to correct that data, then you want to take steps, but you might have to pay for it though. On the personal side, you don't have to pay for stuff, but on the business side, you might have to pay for stuff. Speaking of correcting mistakes and paying for stuff, when it comes to the law of success for business credit, you want to order your business credit report. Okay, this is important because you want to really make sure there are no mistakes that are really are creeping into your business credit data. Okay, and this will cost you a little bit. It will probably cost you like $100 or $150 when you actually contact Dun and Bradstreet, when you contact Equifax Business, and when you contact Experian Business. You got to contact each of those three agencies and have a conversation with them. Like you have to identify yourself. How do you identify your business? By providing your EIN. Everything starts with your EIN. You have to give your name, your first name. I mean, not the company name. If there's a DBA, you provide the DBA, doing business as, and then you provide the EIN, the address also. So you want to really order your business credit report from all those three agencies. And please, I want you to really go granular here. Take your time to look into those credit reports. Okay, you want to really go line by line to make sure everything is clear, everything is correct, and everything is clear. Why? Because this is going to affect your ability to get business loans, your ability to get business credit cards, your ability to get business lines of credit, and other stuff. Because a business credit score is not just for funding. You can also have it for business insurance. If you are trying to apply for workers' compensation, for instance, or if you are trying to get into a contract, and some stakeholders, some suppliers, some vendors, some customers, before entering, but before signing a contract with you, they want to check your credit. They want to check your business credit score. So be very careful as to the data that's really available in your business credit score. Okay, on your business credit score. So again, every business credit agency has a different set of criteria for a business credit, like business credit report. But if you contact Dun and Bradstreet, again, Experian and Equifax separately, they will send you a sample of your credit report, and then you can look at it and you can look into it and see if everything is correct. If not, just start the process to correct it. The law of success for business credit this year. If you are trying to be successful in your business credit, you want to establish your business credit successfully. You want to pay your invoices and bills on time. This is kind of similar to the kind of advice I'll give you on the personal side of things. If you were to really establish your personal credit score, if you want to increase your personal credit score, you got to pay your bills on time, right? Same thing for businesses. The only thing is, for businesses is there's more emphasis. Why? Because you are going to interact with a lot of stakeholders, not just your vendors. Okay, you also have your customers, your suppliers, all kinds of even the regulators. In some industries, your business credit score is quintessential for you to get licensed. Okay, so pay your bills and invoices on time. And the thing is that although the major business credit bureaus, I mean, Equifax, Experian, and Dun and Bradstreet use different formulas. They all calculate your score based on your repayment history, your ability to keep your promises, your ability to actually stay true to yourself, to your commitments. Okay, so what they do here is that they will look at your ability to your history, your credit worthiness, your history to keep your promises. They'll also gather this. They'll gather other information from your company's books. Okay, companies you've done business with in the past, banks and other financial institutions, as well as trade associations. So when I speak about financial institutions, I'm speaking among other players. I'm speaking of insurance companies, but also credit unions. So if you are trying to really increase your business credit score, you want to really, really make sure you do not really play with paying your bills on time. So the best way to keep your repayment history sparking clean is to stay on top of your payments to suppliers. Anyone you pay for a good or service counts as a supplier here, and any payments your business makes could influence your business credit score, okay, including the lease payments for vehicles and equipment, fees you pay to contractors. You have utilities payments also, utility payments for your business. You have rental fees you pay for tools, equipment, office, and warehouse space. Subscription fees you pay for software, online services, publications, etc. You have retainer fees you pay to, let's say, your accountants, lawyers, and also other professionals. So that's really important to look at it that way. And you have interest payments for loans or credit lines, fees you pay for advertising online in newspapers, on TV, and also providers of bulk office supplies like you if you have Office Max, Office Depot, or even Staples, for instance. So that's important. So if your repayment history shows that you consistently pay your suppliers on time, what will happen here is that it will be a lot easier for you to develop strong business credit. In other words, your paydesk score is going to be above the 80. Okay. If you don't, your score will reflect that as well. Another law of success for business credit is to actually work with vendors that report to credit bureaus. So the whole thing is you are trying to really increase your business credit score. But if your suppliers do not report your transactional data to Dun and Bradstreet, to Equifax, and Experian, that's just a lost effort on your part, right? So you want to make sure when you buy goods and services on credit from your suppliers, make sure they are reporting all of those transactions to the credit bureaus. And companies that do that are called trade references. So sometimes they'll give you a net 30, net 45 days to pay, like 45 days to pay after the invoice is issued. Or sometimes if you're lucky, you can have a net 60, okay? So you want to ask your suppliers one very simple question. Are you already signed up as a trade reference with each of the three major credit bureaus? That's number one. Number two, you want to ask them whether they want to, sign up if they're not. So even if your suppliers decide not to voluntarily become references, you might still be able to add them as a reference yourself. That's a good thing about Dun& Bradstreet, for instance. Dun & Bradstreet lets you submit references through its credit builder service, for example. Just make sure they are on Dun & Bradstreet's list of recommended references first. So that will really help you big time in terms of establishing their credibility, establishing let's say their validity, if you will. And that's an important element to think about, especially from let's say from a credibility point of view, from a creditworthiness point of view. Also, you want to pay those vendors early. If you're trying to really increase your business credit score this year, you want to really make sure that you are early. If you have money, if you have the cash to pay early, do so. Some bureaus will increase your credit rating if you have a history of consistent early bill and debt payments. So if you know that a supplier is reporting your payment history to a business credit bureau, paying them as early as you can could give your business credit score a huge boost, especially if you are trying to really get things done a lot faster. You're trying to really make sure that you get the benefits. You get the benefits of having a good credit score. So that's really fantastic to have that to keep that in mind, especially if you are trying to let's say you are trying to increase your credit score like really fast. Like if you want to increase your credit score like within 3 months, within 1 month, within 45 days, paying early is going to help you big time. So the law of success for business credit this year has to do also with interest payments. Sometimes a lot of business owners don't think that they don't think that interest payments matter when it comes to business credit. They do matter a lot. Okay, so falling behind on interest payments doesn't just create financial problems for your company. It also signals to potential creditors that you are at a higher risk of default, unable to maintain a steady cash flow. So if you can't really maintain a steady cash flow, you are not a good risk for lenders. Okay. Plus, your financial institution opens up a trade line with the credit bureau anytime you open a credit account. So that's really something to really think about. So I want you to think of a trade line as a direct link to your account, allowing the bureau actually to monitor everything you do with your credit. So you're not the only player. Like you have a lot of people monitoring you. So the bureaus will know when payments are late, even by a day, and that could disproportionately hurt your business credit score. The next thing you want to do if you are trying to establish, if you're trying to really comply with the law of success for business credit, is to really control how much debt you take. In other words, don't take on too much debt, okay? Old and new businesses alike need to borrow money to make big changes, that's for sure. But borrowing more than you need can negatively impact your credit score, even if you can pay it off, right? It's one of those things where you have to be clear as to what kind of credit utilization you have. So be mindful at all times of your credit utilization rate. So credit utilization is how much you owe relative to your credit limits. So that gives you a lot of possibilities, like it gives you an idea as to how you can really get things done faster. So basically, if you can't get enough money without borrowing over this, like a self-imposed credit limit that you have, consider other small business financing options. Good thing is a good ratio, a good threshold for credit utilization is actually 30%. Okay, and the last thing I want you to really consider if you are trying to increase your business credit score is to stay out of legal trouble. So this is actually one of the most surefire ways of hurting your business credit score, especially if your legal problems have to do with debt and unpaid suppliers. Bureaus take public records, such as legal proceedings, into account when setting your business credit score. Let me give you extra tips here. If you're thinking about the law of success for business credit, you have to understand that anyone can see your business credit. This is not something hidden, okay? Don't think it's like a private information or whatever. No, it's not. Anyone can actually see your business credit, which is not the same thing as your personal credit score, right? Not everyone can see your personal credit score, but everyone can see your business credit score. So, unlike personal credit scores, which are only visible to you and a few select institutions, anyone can request to see your business credit file for any reason. All they need to do is actually to supply your business name or your DUNS number, okay? And your personal credit score still matters. So, when it comes to the law of success for business credit, remember that there is a close relationship between your personal credit score and your business credit score. So, in addition to checking your business credit, lenders could also check your personal credit history when deciding whether or not to give you a small business loan or while setting interest rates on lines of credits. So that's really important, especially when it comes to flexibility. And just keep in mind that building credit takes time. Okay, building good business credit or repairing a bad rating can really take months, even years of staying on top of your payments, especially if the original damage is pretty strong. So you want to start building business credit as early as you can, even if you don't necessarily need to borrow money now. Okay, so it's one of those things where you have to really let's say, you have to be forward looking. Okay, you also have to understand that it's all about being proactive with your business credit. If you want to have a good business credit score, just sign up with a service such as Dun& Bradstreet, and you are able to monitor your business credit score every week or every day, even every day or every month. That way, you can stay on top of things, and if something were to happen, you could react faster. That's what you want. You want to be able to react faster to actually correct whatever issue is actually is happening right now. So that's really it. So, in closing to this conversation, I shared with you the law of success for business credit. So, I gave you the 11 laws that you need to know about and also a few extra tips. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.